Eala against Zheng Qinwen, the Far East Derby, the one that all of our early morning viewers are tuning in for. Yeah, I've just checked the time in Manila. It's 11 minutes to 6 o'clock in the morning. So, if you are tuning in from the Philippines, do give us a wave or some sort of indication you're awake in
The chat.
but also hit the like button and all that other jazz. But yay, a finely balanced one for various reasons. I would suggest some people might be thinking actually that it's not finally balanced and that maybe Alex is a warm favorite because of Qinwen's form. But Qinwen is someone who when it gets back together, not probably a bit better than bit of a stronger case for this one than even Emanado in that when it gets back for Qinwen who had that lengthy spell off last year. Did she play the US Open last year? I'm not sure, but I don't think she did because I remember being a comeback. I think she didn't. She basically missed the entire US hardcourt swing.
Right.
And I remember the scene of her, or at least the Instagram post from her when she said she was, going to be off the tour for a few weeks or months, and it was like, oh, that's a bit of a pity because I think she tried to pay Beijing or Wuhan and made the injury worse. Yeah, I think she came back a bit too soon. Certainly, I know Brenna was of that belief, and probably was the case. And then she's obviously played a fair bit of tennis this year, but hasn't shown the same levels that she had pre-injury. Now that's theirs. Still plenty of weeks and months, if this continued for another 6 months, and I think it'll be more concerned. But yeah, I've seen so many players have semi-serious injuries, and it can some just come back firing and off they go. But 99%, or a large percentage anyway, takes them weeks or months to before they get it back, and maybe this is where this is it now when it feels more confident than ever, and it'll be one of those things that'll come up in press after if she wins this match against Eala, for example. It'll be one of those I haven't felt great for the last few months. I'm feeling okay, but I'm not quite feeling the rhythm, and now I'm ready. It'd be one of if she wins this match, it'll be one of those sort of quotes that could well emerge. But people will be leaning because of the amount of wins that she's had on the tour this year. And also when she has a little break, she goes away for a couple of weeks, maybe a bit longer, and she's raring to go. It's sometimes when I just felt that she was running on fumes in that first round in Bad Hamburg, for example, before losing there to Elise Merton. I think it was in the first round that you sort of like, okay, but then she recharges a bit, has a few really good wins at Wimbledon as well before, again, running out of steam. When she has a spell away, and by the way, this grass I think is great for her game, but it's something that maybe caught her a bit by surprise, and maybe one or two others as well, but it does suit her well, plus there's just one or two less competitors, but hardcore is what she grew up on, as she told me last year in Portugal when we spoke, and so this is her domain. It's where it's also during this spell, where she had her first ever Grand Slam win CLA Tolson at the US Open last year. So yeah, why not kick on and get some more wins, and who knows, maybe even be in the top 20 after the US Open. Could be, that would be, there's a huge opportunity there, points on the table. Clears throat, it's you. Could also argue is it's hard to her domain, obviously she would have grown up on those as well.
Yeah.
Albeit her biggest results have arguably come on clay with that Olympic title. Yeah. But Australian Open final, WTA finals final on the hard courts. I would say though, she tends to perform better in kind of the Asia-Australia hard courts than the US ones. I'm thinking about Jen's level. I think the closest we saw, I think the only glimpse we saw of her old level was against Rebecca in Doha, where they played 3 sets, and that was a real battle. That was when Rebecca was coming off the high of the Australian Open and was playing pretty well still. And then since then it's not really come together. Now, grass I don't think is too much to panic about, because Jen has never performed that well on grass. And she always seems to run into Katarina for the first round of Wimbledon and then loses. It just seems to be a habit with her. But she's one of the players that has played a few matches at least since Wimbledon. So eventually haven't done, but she has at least played a couple in Greece, albeit I would have expected her to win those 2 matches before going down to eventual champion Barb Chica. So maybe she's got something a little bit advantageous over Alex in that respect possibly, although I would also say that at the moment if you look at kind of the pattern, she underperformed a bit in the Sunshine double clay, wasn't As good as she would have hoped, that's why she's falling outside the top 100 now. Okay. And, if you look at those results, yeah, no great to get to the quarterfinals, but as soon as she runs into an opponent of any serious quality, she's losing at the moment. And I think Alex is currently in that category of okay, though. She beat Keys in Miami. That's pretty good. That's probably her last good win.
Yeah.
I'm decided, but then we've got so Alex made the last 16 both sunshine doubles. Obviously she's coming off a really got strong grass Keys season. We talked about she likes North American hardum as a surface. Obviously that Miami run last year is still very much in her legend. She's won a lot of matches this year. I mean, she's played a lot, but she's won a lot. I mean, Bardberg was first round, but everywhere else she's winning somewhere between 1 and 3 matches. Basically 1 and 4 matches. French Open, okay, not the case, but she ran into Yick there. But most tournaments, she's turning up. She's, Rome. I mean, basically, I said before her clay court season, as long as she does better than last year when she was 2 and 4, it's almost a success. And I think getting to the 3rd round, and cause I'm sorry, Alex might get a little soft 250 at some point in her career, but she's probably not going to be making the quarters at the French Open in her career, I don't think.
Whereas I
wouldn't be surprised if she makes the quarters at all 3 of the other slams. Agreed. And I think it's those match wins that you talked about, that sort of heavy success that she's had on the
tour.
Lots and lots of wins compared to Gian, who maybe has had to work a bit more for those wins recently. This year. This is why I'm in those category of people that I am leaning pretty much towards Eala to win this match. I think Jen, I agree, has the potential, has the quality, when it all comes together, to beat Eala on a hard
court.
I think that's pretty clear. I don't know if that's, but at the moment, she can't be relied upon to produce that right now, which is why odds are this is going to be an Eala win. I'm just leaning as well. There isn't really, I wouldn't expect a blowout either way, but there isn't any other score on. I mean, a tight 2-set win for Qinwen is also possible, but I'm probably going to go for a tight 2-set win for Alex as well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Sync to video time.